Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are actually out on location here in Hocking Hills. We are staying at the Box Hop. This is a really cool Airbnb in Hocking Hills that is made of shipping containers. I'm actually here to shoot some photos for the Box Hop. I've known Seth and Emily, the owners of the Box Hop, for a long time now. I shot photos of Seth and his band probably 9 or 10 years ago, I think, at this point. So we go way back, but they've had the Box Hop here, I think, for a couple of years now, and it's just incredible. This is my first time here, and just seeing it in person, especially with it only being about 45 minutes from us in Chillicothe, it's just amazing. They knocked it out of the park with this place. I get to do a lot of really cool things within photography and because of photography, but being able to kind of get my family away for a night and just spend time alone with just the four of us, being able to do stuff like that just because of photography, it's amazing. But while I'm here shooting for the Box Hop, I wanted to make a video kind of behind the scenes and just share a few tips with you guys if you're ever going to be shooting for a brand or a small business, anything like that that might help you guys if you're approached with a similar opportunity or in a similar situation. I love shooting weddings and families and engagements and that kind of stuff, but it's always really cool to work with brands and small businesses just because they have a specific goal in mind and kind of a specific vision, and being able to kind of work with them and help them communicate what it is that their message is, that's a really important part of photography when you're working with small businesses. But especially in a situation like this, they kind of just gave me free rein and just said, we want you to stay there and shoot it and document it however you want. So that's really what we've been doing. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 3 tips if you're going to be shooting for a small business or brand. Number 1, come in with your own perspective. The first thing I did was I looked at everything that the Box Hop had already posted on their Instagram, which everything looked great there, but I wanted to make sure I was coming in with my own style and just kind of my own perspective. Even literally down to different perspectives, so shooting from different vantage points, just trying to get something different from what they already have. Even if it just comes down to the look and the overall feel of the images, I want them to stand out from what they already have and kind of have my own, fingerprints, my own kind of signature on the photos, especially if they're going to be posting these kind of with this in mind and explaining that they had me here specifically to take photos and spend time with my family and having me just kind of document that. It's going to have my name attached to it, so I want to make sure that that's well established. And that also comes down to just personal elements as well. I've been shooting a lot of photos of my family, not just the empty space. I want to have my family, living within this space and just kind of showing that side of it. So Molly last night reading a book while the kids were in the bath. There's this one bedroom that has this blue kind of neon light across the wall, and Nora loves stuff like that. It's basically a sensory room for her, which with her being on the autism spectrum, that's huge. So she's been absolutely loving that room and jumping on the bed, playing with Elliot. So I've shot a lot of photos in there because that's where we've spent the most time. Little things like that just kind of help tell the story of me and my family while we're here. That's the kind of stuff I've been wanting to shoot. The spiral staircase is Elliot's favorite thing. He has practically lived on those stairs, so I wanted to make sure I got some photos of him on there as well. Little things like that just kind of help tell the story of our time staying here at the Box Hop. That's been the kind of stuff I want to shoot. Number 2, cover a lot of ground. I see this all the time, both in photo and video, and it's really easy to just kind of think you got the shot already and then move on to the next space. Take your time and shoot as much as you can while you're actually there on site. The last thing you want to do is get back to your computer, start to put things together, whether it be photo or video. If you're putting together an edit or just making your final selection of photos, it's really easy to get to a point and you think, man, I got this really good close-up. It would be nice if I had one a little bit further back just so there's some scale there for comparison. Those are the kind of things that I've been finding myself taking more and more time to shoot as I'm shooting with other small businesses, because it's really helpful to have. You don't have to use every single photo, but it's nice to have it when you don't need it versus needing it and you don't have it. And on top of that, it's just nice to over-deliver. If the client just says, yeah, we really only need maybe 10 to 15 final images, try to deliver 25 to 30. That way they have a catalog that they can just have archived and pull from anytime they might need something extra. Try to over-deliver in situations like that when you can, because clients really do appreciate that. And we're going inside because it is way too cold. Whoop. I forgot to mention earlier, this kind of ties in with point 1, but I did shoot one roll of Portra 800 and the Mamiya C330 as well. This kind of ties in with that whole idea of having your own perspective, or just a different perspective basically. Nobody else that has shot photos here for the Box Hop has used medium format film and a 6x6 setup. I thought maybe that would give just a little bit of a different look, so hopefully I can kind of use that to my advantage. Again, that just kind of ties in with that just leaning into your own perspective. But number 3, this is probably the most important tip that I can give, whether you're working on a wedding day or with a small business. No matter who the client is, communicate with them. Make sure you have a clear understanding of what it is you need to photograph that day. If they say they need 10 photos for their website, figure out exactly where these photos are going to go on the website. Do they need things that are going to be shot in portrait orientation or landscape orientation? Would they prefer these to be in color or black and white? If you're shooting film, this is pretty crucial. Ask as many questions as you can before you get there, so that way you have a game plan going in and you know exactly what you need to really focus on. The worst thing is whenever you're done with a job and the client asks about a specific photo and they're like, oh, well, I never mentioned it, but that's something we really do need. It would have been great if you would have asked the questions up front and basically gotten a shot list so you know exactly what the must-haves are. Sometimes shoots like this can be kind of hectic and people are running all over the place and it's easy to forget something. So if you have a list to work off of and check off as you go, that can be super helpful. Making sure that you and the client are on the same page is crucial, and honestly, it just adds a lot of maturity and respect on the job itself. They're going to look at that and realize that you take this serious if you're asking these questions and trying to be prepared, and that's a good thing to kind of leave an impression with. Ideally, you're going to get clients that are going to want to continue to work with you time and time again. That's really the goal in building good working relationships with people, and you don't want to have anything like that leave a bad taste in their mouth and then they're just going to call somebody else. A lot of people have cameras nowadays. A lot of people are getting into photo and video too, so how are you going to make yourself stand out and actually leave a good impression? Those are just 3 tips that I think would be really helpful if you're looking to start shooting for small businesses or brands, but if you have any of your own tips or recommendations you'd like to leave for anybody else, please leave those in the comments down below. Big thanks to Seth and Emily for letting us stay here. It was an amazing time being able to get my family away for a night and just really enjoy our one-on-one time. If you guys are interested in staying here at the Box Hop, there's a link down below with plenty of information. It's tucked away here in Hocking Hills. If you've never been, it's definitely worth the trip. So again, links are in the description. Big thanks to Seth and Emily for making all this happen. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any tips of your own you'd like to leave, put those in the comments down below. If you're new here, there are new videos every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already and you enjoyed this video. But that's it for today. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.